Hi guys, it's Laura. Today I'm going to talk to you about COVID-19 and healing from trauma. So, as you all know, COVID-19 is really taking over a huge aspect of our lives right now. A lot of us have to stay inside, a lot of us have lost loved ones, a lot of us have gotten sick, and our lives just aren't normal. Neither is April. April's supposed to be a celebration of awareness for sexual assault. And now, thousands of women, men, children might be trapped at home with their abusers. And it's just a hard time. So, in order for you guys to trust me while I'm talking about my own trauma and talking about my different methods I use during this time, and how to kind of just be during this time, I decided to just show you what I look like during a normal day, which is no makeup, hair a little oily, and just being alive. Because it's okay to not be out there constantly working or putting your all into your work. It's okay to feel tired or exhausted. It's okay to feel sad because you've lost an event, you've lost your graduation like most of my fellow seniors in college have. You've lost your job. You've lost family members. You don't have to be creative. We see these people saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. This is trauma, what we're going through right now. And trauma is something that I know a lot of other victims, survivors, or victim survivor, which I call myself, have gone through. And this is especially hard for those people who are already healing from trauma. So today, we're just gonna talk about healing, and we're gonna look at some upsides, because that's all we can do right now. So I hope that you guys stay with me, and that I can make some of you smile and give you guys some good methods for this time.
Hey guys, so if you noticed, I switched over to my computer. The video is going to be a little different just because I'm not tech savvy and my phone kept falling. So the first thing we're going to talk about is COVID-19 and mental health. And right now, the one thing I want to say is that it's okay to not be your normal self. It's okay to not be okay, pretty much. This is not a normal thing that we've ever had to go through. This is not something that any of us thought we would have to experience in our life. And our mental health is really important right now. And it's always really important, but right now we're experiencing different anxieties and fears that we weren't experiencing in day-to-day life. We're losing our routines, we're losing the normalities of just getting to go outside or getting to be close to a friend. And we're kind of realizing what's really important in our life. And that's focusing on ourselves and human connection. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about with this is kind of how to cope living through COVID and how to cope quarantined or whether you're working. The first thing you really need to do is to always take care of yourself. The CDC has some really nice guidelines that are online. So I'll just scroll up and show you. It says stress and coping, and it's called daily life and coping throughout COVID. So something that's really important is that you're always checking in on yourself. And something that they suggest is taking breaks from looking at the screen. Take time to read, doodle, write, something that doesn't cause it where you're staring at a screen constantly. Another really good thing is taking walks, doing exercise. They have advice for parents, whether you're working out and actually an essential worker right now or working in a hospital, which to you guys I say thank you. And the most important thing to really do is take care of yourself. The reason I just wanted to talk about COVID-19 and healing with trauma in this video is because it's hard to talk about sexual assault awareness when we're experiencing something that no one's really seen before, a new type of trauma. And I'm kind of use this to talk about trauma. So trauma is something that's deeply embedded in our bones. Everyone has gone through different types of trauma, but sexual assault victim survivors, victims, however you identify, trauma affects us deeply every day. A lot of us have PTSD, anxiety, and these events just affect us in ways that we don't really understand. We can be triggered by little things, and it's hard for us to put it into words. But the number one thing to do is to take care of yourself and to learn your triggers, learn your coping mechanisms, and learn resourcing. So healing from trauma is hard. My journey has changed a lot. I've had to do different types of therapy, regular therapy, resourcing, EMDR. For me, resourcing is one of the things that works best. And that's kind of just finding what I would call when I was 8 a happy place. And I didn't really know that there's a term for it, which is resourcing. But it's going back to a memory or a time where you can remember how you felt. And it's bringing down your heartbeat, practicing breathing, and just being still. Because when we get triggered, our neurons are activated and the physiological sensations, basically our body starts to react even before our brain has time to think about it. So your body's reacting to something and you don't even know what caused your body to react to that, but that's the trauma. That's trauma that we have embedded. And in order to take care of that, sometimes you have to learn the best way for you to cope. For me, resourcing works really well, and there are many different types of coping mechanisms and many different ways to heal. But right now with COVID-19, it's really, really hard. Say your house is a trigger for a memory that you had, it's hard to escape that. So Mental Health America did something really great. They put tips for abuse survivors during COVID-19. So whether you're someone who's still experiencing abuse or someone who's recovering from it, COVID-19 is a very hard thing and pressure to add to your plate. So Mental Health America, which I really, really like, always is constantly spreading different resources, messages, and advocating for mental health across America. So their advice is to create a safety plan. So have a plan to, if you need to, leave, pretty much, if you're still in that situation, or have a plan if you just need to step out. Say you're not still with the person that was your abuser, but maybe it's the same house. If you just need to leave, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, but we can't leave our homes right now. Sometimes your mental health can come first. And if you can leave while keeping everyone else around you safe, that's really important. There are still motels, hotels. I know you could probably stay with a family member without getting within 6 feet of them. Just try to create the safest space that you can for yourself. Another tip that they have is kind of what we've been talking about in the beginning of this video. It's just practicing self-care. Find your calming mechanisms, whether it's taking a walk, yoga, drinking tea, setting a schedule for yourself. Find the things that help you get through these uncertain times and help you grasp control. For people who are victim survivors of abuse, it can be really hard to feel like you're in control of things, even if you're past that time or you're still experiencing that. It's just difficult. People who've gone through trauma, well, I know if I'm speaking for myself, I don't know if everyone feels this, but in my opinion, control is a very hard thing for me. And explaining that to people can be really difficult. So when you're explaining to someone, you can just say, I need to take control of myself so I feel like I'm not losing control of my life. And that's just something I can tell my friends, and that's how I can self-care and just kind of take a step back when I feel like things are a little out of control. Another thing they say is to reach out for help. So for victim survivors who need help, there is a number. I'm going to put it down below in the video. It is 1-800-799-7233. They will give you support. You can have someone to talk to. You can also text LOVEIS to 22522. And that will give you support in this time, and you can have someone to talk to. Rain has a lot of other support lines, and Mental Health America has other support lines. So look for maybe the best support line for you. I personally have never really used a support line, but I've had friends who have worked for support lines, and it's can be really helpful sometimes just to have someone to talk to. And right now, we don't have control. We don't have control over this situation. And that's why I just wanted to take this entire first mental health talk around sexual assault and violence and trauma to kind of focus on what we're doing now in COVID-19. And as I said in the beginning, for the last part, I just want to share some of make it a little happier, more uplifting note, and share some of my own coping mechanisms. So my girlfriend gave me this really lovely book. It's called You Can Do All Things. It's by Kate Allen. I hope I'm saying her name right. And it is one of the best things when I am having an anxiety attack or my PTSD strikes and I can't resource it and I need a distraction. I will read this book. So I'm just going to share with you guys a few of the things that it has. So it's kind of like just giving yourself mantras or things to say. And it has it where like I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling inadequate, I'm feeling down on myself, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling hopeless, I'm feeling absolutely awful. So I'm going to go to I'm feeling overwhelmed because this is an overwhelming time. And it gives just these absolutely incredible stories, and a majority of the book is just these amazing illustrations. So I'm going to read a few for you guys just so maybe if the beginning was stressful for you, we can kind of come down from how overwhelming it can be healing from trauma and going through this uncontrollable time with COVID-19. So you're capable. You can do this. Just one step at a time. You got this. You can do the thing, whatever it may be. Progress is still progress, no matter how small. You are trying, and that's what matters. Whatever you manage to do today will be enough. Trying your best is all that matters. The rest will fall into place. Your speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward. Tiny steps will get you there. Just do your best. It will be enough. You're doing fine. Don't give up. And last but not least, what I said, full circle, bringing back to the beginning of this video. It's normal to be overwhelmed sometimes. You're not alone. And you're not going to fail. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed our first mental health talk. I'm going to be doing a lot more mental health oriented data and analysis, and Marissa's going to be talking about other resources that you guys can use, and I really hope that this helped. So thank you, and thanks for tuning in to Save, and please, we are working on trying to start a community, so follow us on Instagram and try to just follow our story, because the more people we have, the more our community can grow. And if you want to do anything, just reach out to us, comment below. You can also email us, however you want to get into contact. But we are here for you. And remember, you're not alone. And thank you for tuning in to Save.